Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sedgemoor District Council's Grants Award Subcommittee. Meeting's being held as an advisory meeting and will make recommendations to support the leader of the council to take the final decision in line with powers vested to the leader in the Constitution. For each application, I will ask members to propose and recommend a course of action, and these will be sent to the leader of council for his determination. Hopefully those present will hear the meeting. However, in the event of a technical failure, I will adjourn the meeting and set a new time to reinstate the meeting. Please note that the meeting is being recorded. All members of the committee should have their video on, but will remain muted until the chairman invites them to speak. All members of the public will remain muted and turn their cameras off unless they have registered to speak, and the chairman will let them know when they can make their 3-minute presentation. The format of the meeting will be as per the agenda published, and a copy of the order of applications for the project grants were distributed last night. I would need to now ask the councillors and the officers taking part in this meeting to confirm that they can see and hear everything that's going on and to introduce themselves, please.
Right, thank you. I'm Liz Perry. I'm acting chair of the Projects Grants Committee, and yes, I can see and hear you. Thank you.
Councillor Ritchie's.
Yes, good afternoon. Charlie Richards from Cheddar and Shipham. I can see and hear. It does seem that when Layla is speaking, there is a lot of interference coming over the video that didn't come just now when Liz was speaking. So I don't know if there's an issue with you, Layla.
As if. Okay, I'll try and I'll turn my camera off in a minute in that case then, if that is the issue. Councillor Matthews.
Yes, I can see and hear everything, but my camera's not working, so you might not be able to see me, which is a pleasure for you.
Okay, and Councillor Bolt. No, we can't hear you, Councillor Bolt, now. To log out and come back in again. You were all right just now. Okay. I want to just wait a moment for Councillor Bolt to come back in.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Thank you.
fabulous. Thank you very much. You can see and hear everybody else.
Yes, I can see and hear everybody.
Fabulous. Thank you. Roger, can I ask you to turn your camera off until you're registered to speak? Thank you. All yours, Chairman. You're muted. Liz, you're muted.
Beg your pardon. Sorry. Right. The first one on the agenda is Maisie Honey. She's asking for a £500.
Liz, can we do an interest first, please?
Beg your pardon. Sorry. Yes.
That's
Has anybody got any declarations of interest? I am so sorry. Councillor Bolt. Thank you.
Yes, for items J and K, I've got a non-registrable interest. That's a mouthful this time of day.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, and apologies for absence. I think we've already had that.
Yeah, we've had apologies from Councillor Keane, Councillor Costello and Councillor Redman.
Thank you. Right, then I think that we can carry on and go through to the first one on the agenda. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were going to take them in the order of the speakers. So the first one will be Somerset Youth Theatre.
Right, okay, so we'll carry on and do that. Okay, so they're applying for a grant for £2,480. Can you enable Selina Keedwell to enter the meeting, please?
She's in. Hopefully she put a camera on. Yep, there we go.
Thank you.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Selina. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you. Hi, can
Thank
you hear me okay?
That's fine. Can you inform the committee about your project, please?
Yeah, hi everybody. So I'm the Artistic Director of Somerset Youth Theatre CIC. We're a community interest company and we provide safe places for young people to create, explore and find their voice through theatre and the arts. We do this in partnership with professional theatre makers and organisations from around the county. And we're looking to set up a new youth theatre in Cheddar, working in partnership with the Space and Cheddar Arts Quarter, Kings of Wessex School. So we are looking for match funding for this project. We would deliver weekly youth theatres for young people aged 6 to 11 and 11 to 18. We have looked at our target is 50% of harder to reach young people. So this includes young people who wouldn't usually take part in arts-based activity, including those in receipt of free school meals, pupil premium, those from lower socio-economic groups with special educational needs. We also have contact with 7 Ukrainian families who are interested in the activity to support the mental health and well-being of those young people who have moved to the area and are looking to be part of the community. All of the work that we do comes from the young people in the room. So they make the choices. We facilitate their work as artists. They start to create work that's based in Cheddar and the surrounding areas. So looking at local stories and what's happening in the community. What do they feel about their community? What are the needs? How do they want their voices to be heard? And we work with local stories and start to create a body of material which the young people then take a step back and say, right, if we're going to make this into a piece of theatre or arts, what do we need next? So do we need a puppeteer, or do we want a script writer, or do we want a costume maker? And those young people make the choices about who they work with. And so they take the artist's CVs and they look at the body of work, etc. We have a partner already interested from Soap Soup Theatre, and they're working on a project that's looking at developing character, and that work will go out to young people with long-term illness. So the Cheddar Youth Theatre would be developing work that then partners with young people who are in who are receiving care. What else? Oh yes, a lot of our work is performed back into the community. So we call ourselves Somerset Youth Theatre, but we are not. We are all about access. We don't give out scripts and say you've got 100 lines and you've got 1. It's not like that at all. We really work with the young people in the room and where they're coming from. Our core team are, so I ran a drama department for 9 years at secondary school. We have Senko, we have people who work in schools supporting young people with additional needs and looked after children. And the core kind of supports the artists that we work with as well. I could talk for hours. I've got 3 minutes. How long has that been?
Right. Thank you very much for that. Has the committee any questions? Yes, Councillor Ritchie's.
Thanks very much. Very welcome project coming to our area. I would just like to ask Selina, just point out that, as you probably know, we've got a very strong theatre, amateur theatre in Shipham. They do a youth production most years, and I'd really encourage you to be joining and have them as part of your project. We've got a really good performance space, very professionally run activities in the village. Most of our kids go on from first school to Fairlands and Kings of Wessex.
Yeah.
And I really do think that you should be looking to see if they could be part of your project. You could also come to Shipham Parish Council, maybe looking for, you know, talking about funding, perhaps, I don't know. But there you are. I say I would encourage you to include Shipham it's in your catchment area, although you don't mention it in your list of communities to work with.
Yeah, thank you. That's a new one to us, Councillor, which is, have you got the name of the group?
Well, it's Shipham Players, and if maybe Layla passes me your email information, I can put you in contact with the people that run Shipham Players.
Brilliant, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
No problem.
Right. Okay. Has anybody else from the committee got any questions?
Trying to stop that.
Yes. Councillor Godwin Pearson, I think you've got your hand up. I can't hear you. I saw a hand up.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, sorry. It's just say I'm here. I'm away with work, and it's taken me a while to get onto the network. But I'm here from now on.
Did you manage to hear what Selina was proposing?
Not on that one, no. But I'll be able to listen to the next one.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you. In that case, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder for the amount of £2,480. Thank you. Proposed by Councillor Ritchie's. Seconder, thank you, Councillor Bolt. And I need a show of hands, please. I don't know if there's anybody else.
I think it might be easier, Chairman, if we just say, has anybody got any objections?
Yeah.
And they can let us know
Yes.
that way.
That's fine.
It's probably quicker and easier doing it that way.
Yeah, thank you. It's a bit difficult. Yeah. So any objections? No, I can't hear anything. So yeah, thank you very much, Selina, and the committee has granted the full amount.
Amazing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Right, okay. Right, so the next one with the speaker is Sedgemoor Community Partnership. And I think it's Layla, I think it's Roger, Mr. Keane.
It is, yeah.
Please.
There we go.
Hello, Roger.
Good afternoon, Liz.
Good afternoon. Right, can you go ahead and just describe your project, please?
Right, Sedgemoor Community Partnership. We run the Morning Community Hub in Deepest Darkest Highbridge. And as you can see from the activities that go on in our place, we have a lot of groups and organisations that use it. Now, what we are hoping to do with this project is to reintroduce a library into Highbridge as a pop-up library, initially on one day a week. Hopefully, depending on the popularity, it will increase and expand. And alongside that, we want to, as part of the whole thing, we want to run a little cafe. The idea is, because where we're located, right in the middle of a huge housing estate, young mums can come in with their children. The children could be let loose with the books. We're going to have play stuff there as well for them, and mums can sit down and have a cup of coffee in the chat, and it's all about the community cohesion and combating social isolation, etc., etc. We're also planning on having a couple of computers that people can come in and use. I don't really know what else I can say about it, to be honest with you. Most of it's in the project description. We have full support from the county libraries. I actually had a meeting with two of the ladies from the county libraries. They are supporting us will be supporting us by supplying all the books required, children's books, cookery books, that sort of thing. We have the volunteers in place. Basically all we need now is to top up the funding that we have for it. I don't really know what else to say about it, but that is already in the agenda here. So if you've got any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any questions from the committee? No, so in that, oh, Councillor Matthews, yes, I can see your hand up. Hello? I think you're muted, Councillor Matthews.
With all sorts of problems. Yeah, could Roger tell us how much he got from Burnham Council, please? He's got any that it was pending.
Yes, it was granted last night. We had £10,000 from the Burnham and Highbridge Town Council, but the difference being that was for different parts of the same project. The whole project in total is roughly £14,500, of which we got £10,000 of it from the Town Council. The reason there is a difference in the project costs on this is certain elements of what the Town Council funded was not possible for Sedgemoor to fund. Part of it was a rent for a new building and what have you. So although it's essentially the same project, there were differences in the two applications.
Is that does that answer your question, Councillor Matthews?
Slightly. I'm just interested why they was put in separately or differently, because the application was for 14,000 to Burnham Council, and they knocked it back to 10,000. I noticed that they've already got 2,000 from the Community Foundation. If we give them this, we've actually got more than they need for the entire project.
No, the actual the total cost of a project is £14,500. We had £10,000 off Town Council, and we had £2,000 from the Somerset Community Foundation, and we're still £2,500 adrift.
Are you happy with that, Councillor Matthews?
Yes, okay.
Okay, right. I'm actually now looking for a proposer and a seconder, please, for the amount of 2,500. Thank you. We propose Brian, Councillor Bolt, and I'm looking for a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Ritchie. Thank you. And have we got any? Are we all in agreement with the amount?
I would like to abstain.
Right. Thank you for that. Okay, so thank you, Roger. You've got your £2,500 granted.
Thank you very much. Thank you, councillors.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right. Okay. The next one is the Westfield Church. And can you please allow Marie Trubrick into the meeting? Good afternoon, Marie.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Can everybody
I
hear?
just can't see myself on screen, so it's a bit disconcerting.
Yes.
Right. Westfield Street Cafe, we're asking for some money really to support volunteers and part of a new initiative. We're probably quite well known in the area. We're open 5 days a week. We've got a rota of volunteers and we work very closely with homeless charities and Sedgemoor Council to work with those who are homeless and vulnerably housed. And we've got facilities that they can use like showers and washing machines, etc., and provide free food for some people. It's also a place where people can just come and sit for a while and be signposted. During lockdown, a significant number of our volunteers, which are the mainstay, didn't return. Well, after the lockdown, they didn't return. And so we've had a bit of a recruitment drive. And so now lockdown affairs behind us, we're taking a moment to think about our future. And the cafe is currently being decorated. And what we really wanted to think about is how we can best serve the community during the current and forthcoming economic situation. So we're really looking for money for volunteer support and training, as they're keen and we're keen that they're given food hygiene training and first aid training and new aprons and things like that. And we provide, we support a couple of drop-in centres for homeless and vulnerably housed people during the week, and also a new refugee hub that's run by Diversity Voices, which is primarily, I think, aimed at Ukrainian people, but for any refugee. So we could do with a new hot water boiler in order that, because the cafe volunteers provide the drinks and that for those drop-ins. And also we're actually asking for some money for some IT equipment, because the cafe doesn't actually have its own and it's quite busy, and we do issue quite a lot of food bank vouchers. I think that's it in a nutshell, really.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, quick. I mean, there are things we are looking at paying volunteer expenses, and of course there are staff costs, but we are covering them from a different source because they're running costs. So the actual cost of the project is probably about 8,000 for a year.
Right, thank you very much. Has the committee any questions? Yes, thank you. Councillor Ritchie's.
Yes, thanks very much. Yes, it's very important work at this time, and I know that we have been impressed by what you've done in the past. We supported you on work, I think, with homelessness in 2019.
Certainly during lockdown, Sedgemoor Council supported us to do a lot of work with homeless people as well. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm more than happy to support and propose this. I guess, and Dorothy will guide us, that we'll need a workaround, as this is a project based on a faith organisation using their buildings. I know we've managed this before, Dorothy.
Thank you. My feeling is that because we are not supporting improvements to the fabric of the building, we are fine.
Lovely. I'm very happy to propose.
Right, thank you for that. Have we a seconder? Oh, thank you, Councillor Bolt. Right, have we got any objections or anybody wish to say anything else about this project? No? Okay. Well, thank you very much, Marie, and good luck with your project.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Okay. The next one is the 6 Bridgewater Brownies are applying for a grant of £800. Layla, can you allow Gemma Chappell into the meeting?
It's not connected. So
Not connected.
No. So either you need to talk about it now or skip it down to the bottom and go back to it.
Yes, we can do that.
The next person, I think, probably is fairest way of doing it.
Yeah, sure.
So go down to Jackdaw.
Yes, sure. We have got well, I've got the Jackson Educational Trust. Is that on your list?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Hello, is that Saffron?
It is, yes. Hello there.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. Can you describe your proposal, your project, please?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the Artistic Director of Jackdaw's Music Education Trust. We're based just outside Frome, but we work across the whole county. And we have a long history of delivering large-scale music projects for children and young people over the last 30 years or so. Our work has been nationally recognised, winning Best Classical Music Education Initiative in 2016 and 2017, and every year we work with thousands of musicians of all ages and abilities, mostly children and young people, to deliver our mission to enable creative expression by bringing music to life. Some of our work is delivered in partnership with music hubs in Somerset and Wiltshire, including this project, Opera Plus. I passionately believe that the music I love is for everyone, and all children and young people should have the opportunity to not only hear opera performed live, which is how it is intended to be, but also to participate in it actively and creatively, unlike passively. What is Opera Plus? Opera Plus is an inclusive production of a well-known opera, art we all have the right to ownership of, performed by professional artists with and alongside school children from maintained schools in accessible venues in their communities. There's an adapted translation, it's in English, modern interpretation, brought up to date, and aims to introduce children and their families to opera in areas where access may be limited. This year's production is The Stylist of Somerset, also known as Rossini's Barber of Seville, and is working with schools in the Burnham and Highbridge area hosted by King Alfred's Academy. It fulfills a recognised need for schools to have access to high quality live music, develops singing in schools, and also acts as a vehicle to engage parents in children's learning, and is an excellent transition project as children move from primary to secondary settings as the primary and secondary work together. It is inclusive and non-selected, typically involving whole classes and year groups with a range of workshops and teaching resources provided. No one is excluded from taking part. It also reaches new local audiences. Typically, the community come together and enjoy it all the more because their children are actively involved. Overall, performing as part of Opera Plus helps create happier, more aspirational children. They experience the well-documented benefits of confidence building, teamwork, increased self-esteem, hugely important transferable skills in all aspects of life. It broadens horizons by introducing something new and supports the music curriculum and National Plan for Music Education, helping to embed singing in schools, which is also a new golden thread in the new National Plan for Education, which starts next year. It has built-in CPD for teachers at a time when music in the curriculum is under a great deal of pressure. I'm happy to say that the Arts Council have just confirmed their contribution to the funding, so that's no longer pending. And I just wanted to read a couple of my favourite feedback quotes, which are, the Jackdaws Opera is still for me the standout event of my children's educational life so far. It was the most captivating, imaginative and engaging performance in which the children were so obviously included and valued. Their enjoyment of the performance was obvious by their hearty singing, as well as their concentration and pleasure in the operatic telling of the story. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Has the committee got any questions? Thank you. Councillor Bolt.
Just one question. Within the monies which are allocated there, it says Sedgemoor District Council. Is that this grants committee, or have they already had money from us for £2,000?
That's what we're applying for from you.
Right, thank you. I thought that was. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions from any of the committee members? Thank you, Councillor Matthews.
Yeah, I just noticed that they've got £482,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
Did you not use a bit of that?
We haven't actually got £482,000 in the bank. We did include a note about that. That is mostly held up in our assets, which is our building.
No, it clearly says.
Say again, sorry?
Well, it should be the bank balances, that.
The bank, there's a surplus. There should be a surplus. Sorry, there's a surplus of about 40,000. Is that the bit that you mean?
Well, I've only got the summary at the bottom of the grant application.
Yeah.
It seems to indicate that you had a closing balance of 482,000.
No, I can assure you we don't. Hang on a moment. I'm just looking at the note.
Where else can we go off? If that's all I can see.
I was asked about this. Yeah, sorry, and I'm just looking for the information that my finance person provided. It's a loan outstanding of 347,000, which will only be paid back if the property is sold, which is the Jack Dawes Coach House Company bought our premises on behalf of Jack Dawes Education Trust with a loan from the trust. So it's mostly an outstanding loan. More recently, we've built a new music studio. This is shown as a fixed asset of 240,000, and then there is a bank loan outstanding for that build of 136,000. It's reflected in the accounts and makes up most of the accounts up to 482,000 as follows. Fixed asset is the music studio, 240,000. Long-term loan to the coach house is 347,000, less the bank loan outstanding around 100,000. And that total is then 480,000. So it's not money that we actually have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Councillor Matthews, are you happy with the response?
Yes and no.
I did forward that information because it was queried when I submitted the application. So I can forward it again if that's helpful, so you can sort of see it in black and white.
Emmeline, can you enlighten us on that particular issue, please? Are you able to?
Sorry, there we go. Yeah, I can see that comment came through exactly word for word, exactly word for what has been said there. It's the same email that I can see on our screen as well.
Right.
So no further information.
Right. Have we got any more comments on that particular grant application? Councillor Matthews. I think your hand's up.
Sorry, legacy.
I can't. Right. So, what does the committee think? Are we happy with a proposal, or I'm looking for a proposal. Are we a proposer? Thank you, Councillor Ritchie, and a seconder at this stage. No, I'm not getting a seconder on this one. Right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. Right.
Sorry, I was trying to put my hand up as opposed to my hand.
Okay. Okay. Is that a seconder?
Yes.
Is that? Yes. Thank you. Have we got Is everybody happy with the grant request? Okay. Councillor Matthews, thank you.
No, abstain.
You're going to abstain?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Right. So we have it proposed and seconded, and a grant of £2,000 has been granted to that project. Thank you, Saffron. Okay.
Much. Thank you for your time. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Right. I think I did see that that Gemma from the Six Brownies had
Hi there. Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Apologies, I'm slightly late. I didn't realise the time. So.
Right. Thank you. Can you explain the grant that you're applying for, please?
Yeah, so just to make things clear, so my name's Gemma Chappell. I'm Brown Owl with St Francis Brownies in Bridgewater, and we're seeking funding for some camping equipment. So we would like to purchase tents, cutlery, crockery, cooking equipment, etc. Due in part because if anything that COVID taught us was that we had have got an excellent outside area where we meet on a week-to-week basis. And when we returned after a year of virtual meetings, we spent from April through to October outside in our secure grassed area, and there is a lot to be said for outdoor work. We know that it develops resilience, builds confidence and improves health and well-being. It's the right environment for young individuals to be in, and we also know that with camping, that of setting up tents, etc., requires teamwork, and forest school type activities encourages young people to think differently, critically, allows them to make decisions, etc. We are in an area of known deprivation. For some of the individuals that join me week on week on a Tuesday when we ordinarily meet, they don't even have the means to travel, so they don't have a car, etc. So they are limited in where they can go and what they do. So providing this opportunity to 25 young 7 to 10-year-olds, when we meet weekly, would give them great opportunities. So that gives you a bit of a brief summary of what we're seeking.
Thank you very much. I noticed that Councillor Matthews has got his hand up. Can you?
Apologies.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Gemma. Right. Have we got any questions? Thank you, Councillor Ritchie. You want to ask a question?
Yes, thanks very much, Mrs. Chappell. Yeah, really supportive of getting kids outside. I spent my youth as a scout, venture scout, fantastic activities. Can you just tell us a bit about your leadership's support in terms of numbers of leaders and parental support for what you do? Because I know this often can be a struggle.
Yeah, so we have 25, up to 25 young 7 to 10-year-old girls. There's myself as the Brown Owl, but I have 3 other leaders and a guide that helps out within my unit. And parents are extremely supportive of what we do. They recognise that we're all volunteers. And it's not 90 minutes a week, like some would argue it is. Clearly, there's a lot of prep and post work, etc. So they are extremely supportive. We make a difference, and it might sound like a cliche, but we make a difference to these young girls' lives. And I'm informed of that regularly by the parents. We've got young children that ordinarily before attending Brownies wouldn't have even gone for dinner at their friend's house. They now complete sleepovers. So I know that what we're doing week on week is making that difference. And that might be in learning a new skill as forest school, or it might be building confidence. So I have no shadow of a doubt I've got the backing and support of each and every one of those parents. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, marvellous. Yeah, and I have no hesitation in proposing this, Chair.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, and I'm looking for a seconder, please.
I'm happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, Dorothy, I can see your hand up. Are you?
Thank you, Chair. I was just querying what the value of the requested sum is, because at the beginning of the report it says £800, but if you go to the appendix it says £520. So if we can be clear on the amount being requested, that would be grand before members go to vote.
Oh, apologies. I don't know where the 520s come from. What I am requesting is £800.
Yes, I've got £800 written down as well. Are you happy with that, Dorothy?
I am, to my shame. I'm trying to work out how to lower my hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Okay, no worry. Right, so we've had a proposal and I need a seconder. Oh, thank you, Councillor Bolt. Right. Anybody got any questions on that? Any other? No, I can't hear anything. So, well done. Thank you, Gemma. You've got your grant in full.
Fantastic. And thank you for your time. It is much appreciated. I'm going to leave the call now.
Thank you very much.
Take care all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Right. Okay. Right. The next one that I've got is the Norman project, and we have a Corinne there. Layla is.
Councillor Parry, you've missed out too, so we should have seed. And
Oh,
stuffing
beg your
out.
pardon. Yes,
Seed,
I have.
then
Indeed.
stuffing
I
out.
am really apologetic. Yeah, I have. Right, I'm
Almost,
getting
but
ahead of
not
myself. Right, Mr. O'Hara.
Because it wasn't letting me.
Applying for a grant of 2,500.
He did say he has another meeting to go to, and he may come in late. So can we skip him after all that? Can we skip
Yes,
seed
yes.
and go on to stepping out?
Stepping out, right. So we have a Mr.
else.
Phil Cox. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear
Is
me
that
now?
Mr. Hello, yes, we can just
hear
hear you.
Yes, okay. Hi, yes, it's Justin Philcox from Stepping Out in Somerset. Would you like me to go ahead?
Yes, please carry on with your...
Okay, so if I could just explain, we are a not-for-profit social enterprise. We're a day provision for young adults with learning disabilities, and our adults are aged 18 to 25. We're open 248 days a year from 9 till 4 o'clock, and we're providing this service based in the villages at the moment in Stowell and Baldrick within the Sedgemoor area, and we serve wider than that. We go into Bridgewater and the Poldon villages. We offer a personalised programme blending education and health. Really our main focus is to try and get our young people in a position whereby they are able to enter the world of employment. The figures, as we quoted, are around about 6% nationally of people with learning disabilities are able to gain employment. Somerset has set a target of 20%, and we're working hard on that. The background to our organisation is that we run 3 what we call micro enterprises: Bakeability, which is a cafe and bread making service. So today we've served 25 people in the village of Stowell and have delivered 35 loaves of bread to villagers around this area. We have Mowability, which is a mowing and grounds maintenance business, which we do a little bit of work for Bridgewater Parish Council and some private contracts. And we also have a Creativity, which is where we make, or the youngsters make things which they then sell for profit. What we are looking for is a contribution to our transportation, because this is the problem that we're really facing at the moment. Because we're in a rural location and our young people have learning disabilities, we are unable to use public transport. We have asked Somerset County Council for help with this, and we had a quote from a Somerset County Council transport company of £62,000 a year for that service. We believe that we can deliver that for 12, but we also need a vehicle to do that in. This is just for clarity for the councillors. This is to transport the young people from where they live, and they live both in Sedgemoor and a few live up in Mendip. But more importantly, it's about transporting them out to work experience opportunities such as our mobility and bakeability outlets as well. We wrote in our application that we had put in an application to another organisation called Unlimited. We heard this morning that we were unsuccessful with that bid, which was a great shame for us. So just for clarity, we would be asking for £2,500 from Sedgemoor. I would just like to add that how that now breaks down is we have £6,000 pledged from the Clark Foundation. We've had a runner in the Great North Run who's raised a further £2,500, and we've had a personal donation from a supporter of an additional £1,000. So as I speak to you today, we have £9,000 towards our target. And that's really what we're asking for this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Has any members got any questions? No, I can't see anybody. So I am looking for a proposer and a seconder, please, for a grant of £2,500. Sorry, was that you, Councillor Pearson?
Yeah, slightly shaky connection. Sorry.
That's fine.
It's like a very loud buzzing sound just then. I'm not sure if you heard that one.
Yeah. Was that a proposal? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Layla. Right, I'm looking for a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. Right, has anybody got any other queries or questions? No, that's fine. Okay. Right, so the panel has granted the full amount, £2,500. Thank you, Mr. Phil.
Thank you, and thank you very much indeed, councillors, for your time this afternoon. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. Shall we go straight on to the next one, Layla? Because I can't see that. I can see Mr. O'Hare.
No, yeah, I think if we go to Corinne.
Fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Right. Is Corinne there, please?
Hiya.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Can you describe your project?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for having me. So yes, I'm Corinne. I'm the director of the Norland Project CIC. So we are a not-for-profit community interest company just set up this year in the wake of successful funding for a research and development phase, which lasted from the end of last year to the beginning of this year. And this was research and development for a theatre production bringing to life the story of the Barrow Wreck, which had its 125th anniversary this year. So we're asking for £2,500 for match funding, and this is to stage a full theatre production, professional theatre production in Burnham-on-Sea to bring this story to life. The ship was wrecked, but it was a success story because the local lifeboat and community members went and rescued everyone on board, including the dog, and everyone loves that there's a dog. So we'll be delivering a full professional theatre production as well as approximately 27 community engagement activities, and that includes delivering activities for schools and young people. And all of those activities will be designed towards encouraging people to engage with theatre, so people who wouldn't ordinarily, and also to engage in our heritage here. We do have some really rich heritage. I really believe that theatre can be for anyone. We don't have an established theatre going audience here. I think there's a kind of pervading opinion that theatre is for posh people or just for those who can afford to go to the Hippodrome and spend £70 on the tickets. So I really believe that it can be for anyone, and we really deserve that high quality theatre on our doorstep. We'll be developing opportunities alongside the production for people to engage in other ways. So for instance, through the community cast, there'll be elements of co-creation. So they'll be helping to create the show itself as well as performing alongside the professional team. We'll also have opportunities for volunteers and for researching with the local history. So we do have educational value there in terms of the training that we'll be giving people, the skills that we'll be sharing with them, and also the drama-based history learning that we'll have for schools. Accessibility is really embedded in this project from the very outset. So we're looking at that from a lot of different angles. So for instance, we're embedding British Sign Language into the production itself, rather than just having an interpreter stood on the side, which isn't as accessible as it might seem. We're also making sure that our additional activities are free of charge. So the performance will be ticketed, and there'll be a range of prices there to suit different needs. So starting at £4 to match the local cinema, going up to about £20. But all the other activities will be free of charge. We'll have free food for those taking part, and free accessible transport for those who wouldn't otherwise be able to take part as well. So those are kind of the main points. Just to update you, Burnham and Highbridge Town Council have awarded us £2,500. That's confirmed now. I think that's about it, I think. I don't know how long that took or how long I have left. But
That's fine, thank you.
Great.
Councillor Godwin-Pearson, I see your hand up.
Thank you, Chair, and apologies again for connectivity issues here. This is, you've come back to us again, haven't you, Corinne?
Yes.
Did we suggest that you pause?
Sorry, say that again.
Did we suggest that you come back to us?
So we had funding from you via the Princess Theatre last year. That was to deliver the first phase of the project.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
I just remember this project before.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, last year I was still an individual theatre practitioner. So the Princess Theatre kindly partnered with us to enable us to access the funding to deliver it, which we're so grateful for, and we've received fantastic feedback for it. So yeah, although the Northern Project CIC is brand new this year, this project has been in development actually since 2020, and we've already delivered some activities with your support, which we're really grateful for. So thank you.
So are we able to fund this then if we've already provided funding? That might be a note for Layla. I don't know. Or Dorothy, are we able to fund? Are we able to? Is this second funding for the same thing?
I did ask for clarification on this before applying, and this is partly because I was a newly formed company. It would be slightly separate, but also it's a different section of the project, so it's not funding the same activity. This would be the second phase of the project, if that makes sense. That was my understanding when I asked.
I'll leave that for those in the know.
Yeah.
I think, yes, sorry, Chair.
Okay, if we could just, sorry, Councillor Richards, if I can ask Dorothy just to step in a minute, please.
Thank you, Chair. If we can give a certain amount of funding within a, I'm going to say the wrong word now, quadrennium to the same organisation. This is slightly different because you've incorporated from being, were you self-employed beforehand? And now you're...
Yeah, so previously yeah, it's complicated, isn't it? So I was an individual, but applied as in collaboration with the Princess Theatre and Arts Centre. So they were supporting me as an individual independent artist, whereas now I'm applying as an organisation, which is a separate entity to the Princess.
Yes. I am trying to find an answer that pleases everyone here. All I can say, I'm going to open it to members actually to use their judgment, because the rules are designed to make sure that the same organisation doesn't apply multiple times for funding within the quadrennium. You have set up as a new organisation. It's still you. but it is actually a different project, as I understand it, completely.
Yeah, so the funding that we received last time was purely for the research and development of this project. So that was one phase in and of itself. And now we're looking at the funding for the full production and delivery of activities around that.
Okay, thank you. Chair, with your permission, I think that we should ask Emmeline for her opinion on it. I'm reserving opinion, and then we hear what members have to say and come to a decision that way, because this is slightly unusual.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right, Emmeline.
Thank you.
Come in, please.
Yeah, this one we looked at. Actually, three of us had a little look at this one. Between us, we decided that we would put it forward for the fact that it is set up as a brand new CIC, and we could clearly see the two different avenues. So where Corinne has explained that there was a very specific research and development element to this. So should the findings of that research and development have been found, this is not a viable project, you wouldn't actually be seeing this situation right now. So she's gone forward, created an entire production portfolio. I'm struggling for what the word is, but basically this entire project from start to finish that would then mean that she stepped forward and has created herself as a CIC, making it available that she can actually apply to other funders as well in her own way. So we recognised it as actually being two completely different grant requests, if that helps.
Right, okay.
Can I ask a follow-up question of Emmeline, please, Chair?
Yes, yes.
Which is, there's a certain amount in the pot. If we don't spend it before April, we lose it. Can I ask what that is?
That's left in the pot.
What we've got left.
Right now, without all of the spends, or like as in none of them. Yeah. Okay, I can just tell.
Roughly speaking, because it seems to me if the legal arguments stack up, I'd like to propose this. Especially if we've got money that we need to spend before the slate is wiped clean for the unitary in April.
Okay, if I said at the very start of this committee meeting today, we had in excess of £33,000 to spend.
In that case, I'd like to propose, Chair, but subject to other members' comments.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Councillor Ritchie's, yes, you were trying to get in.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I don't have any problem in funding this again, or a continuation development of activity, should I say, not again as in the same thing. But I think I would be able to get my head around it better if we were funding something specific, because your total project is £205,000. I can't quite see what we are being asked to fund, because at the moment, according to the accounts, and there may be more recent accounts, but we're presented with an organisation that has no funds, a zero balance. We are presented with a project of over £200,000, for which so far you haven't even got £10,000. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I find this, if this was specifically, say, for some workshops for disadvantaged children to be writing or doing set design or doing something which could be delivered even if the whole project doesn't go ahead, because getting £200,000 is a big ask, then I think I could be supportive. But at the moment, I find it difficult to quite see what we are funding. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Councillor Bolt. Your hand's up.
I was much along the lines of Councillor Ritchie's. When is this production likely to occur? Is one question I've got.
Do you want me to answer that now?
If that would be possible, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the performances, there'll be 7 performances across 4 days. We've currently penciled those for the 3rd to the 6th of August next year. So it'll be taking place outdoors. That'll be next summer. So working from the start end. So we'll be casting February, March time. We'll have 2 weeks of devising in April, which is where the professional team will come together to create the skeleton of the show, the content, based on all the research and development that we've done. We'll then have the community cast beginning their rehearsals from May, so that'll be weekly. We'll have the engagement activities, including the schools and communities, starting from June, and then the final the professional cast and team will be doing their full rehearsal process in July, building up to August, so when we'll deliver the performances and additional community activities. Yeah, so that's the kind of the brief timeline. So there are lots of kind of topics within that. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to overspeak you. It's just during that period of time is when you're going to be looking to raise another 240,000. It is a brief period of time. Was there any residue left over from the original grant?
No, that was fully used. So we are, so we've been awarded 2,500 from Burnham and Highbridge Town Council. We're applying to Somerset Community Fund as well, and the Arts Council and Heritage Funding. We've allowed time to apply twice, just in case. And we'll be making sure that all of that is in place. One of the things that Burnham and Highbridge Town Council have done, I don't know if this is useful for you to know, is said that they're awarding in principle, so that money will be given once the rest of the funding is confirmed. In terms of, I can't remember, sorry, one of the previous councillors mentioned about potentially delivering activities separately if the rest of the funding isn't achieved. That is a possibility. We do have the standalone schools workshops, which will be a sailing adventure where they get to learn sort of some basic sailing skills and interview the captain of the ship, and then go on a little sailing adventure within the classroom kind of context. So there is potential for that to be delivered standalone, but the hope is that we'll be able to deliver the full production with all of those activities.
A question for Dorothy. With regards to that, is that something that we can actually put an addendum to? This is used for the production?
It is open to members to put on conditions if they so choose. So you could do that. And just to clarify, actually the same organisation can make 2 applications in a 4-year period. So if obviously as a CIC, if you were arguing that they were a new organisation, then they have to bear in mind that, well, they have to be regarded as a new organisation now. So the application is validly made, but bear in mind that you wouldn't be able to make another application in too soon.
That's fine.
Yeah, again, the other thing is putting anything on any restrictions. Sedgemoor isn't going to be in existence after the 1st of April. So who would the money go back to?
The money would go back to Somerset Council, who are
thank you.
our successor.
Thank you.
Right. At the moment, I have got one proposer. Is there any other comments or a seconder for this project? Yes, Councillor Ritchie.
Thank you. I mean, could we? I'm just trying to think of a way through this where we could make sure that we can comfortably agree to funds without a restriction that if they're not spent, they come back, because we don't want that to happen, because there's a lot of good work to be done here. But I do feel a bit uneasy about funding it within the envelope of the 200,000. Would it be possible for Emmeline to, you know, if we were to agree 2,500 and there is and then Emmeline discusses with the project CIC how that's going to be spent on a standalone component of the overall project, I'm quite happy to second that, Chair.
Right, thank you. Councillor Godwin-Pearson, are you happy with that, what's just been proposed?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, thank you. Any other comments from anyone? No. Okay. Right. So as I take it, then the grant for £2,500 has been approved, and it's up to Emily to discuss it further. Layla, you want to come in?
Sorry, Chairman, there was a lot of interference and I was just trying to mute the interference coming through. Can I just sort of clarify? So it's you're proposing and seconding the 2,500. Was it subject to anything? Sorry, that's where I missed out. Or is it just proposing and granting?
I think it was
proposing and seconding.
Yeah, I think it was proposing and seconding, and then Emmeline was going to look to see that the project is going to go spent on it. Sorry, Councillor Richards, what was it that you sorry?
Yes, it would be subject to Emmeline agreeing with the Norrin project that the money is spent on a discrete component that is deliverable by the end of the deliverable by the end of the financial year. Let's say that.
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
I was a little bit confused, so that's fine. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, as long as that works for the project. I hope you understand. I'm not trying to be difficult.
No, it's a complicated one. No, that's okay. I was just thinking then, if it's by the end of the financial year, which is April, we were looking to deliver the schools workshops around about June, July. That would be my only concern with that. But we can find, I'm sure I can find something that it breaks down to deliverable by then.
Or at least that it's planned. It's planned and in place by the end of the financial year. That would work. Would that work, Layla? Layla's nodding.
Yeah, I think so. It's the problem we have is because we're going to unitary as from the 1st of April. I don't think we're exactly certain at the moment about funding. So what we're trying to do is making sure that funding is, I mean, I'm sure if it's allocated and it's a resolution, it's not a problem, because currently our applications need to be dealt with within a year. But obviously we've only got 6 months now or so. So I just wanted to make sure, because we're actually saying in the resolution it needs to be dealt with by the 31st of March. And now Dorothy's going to tell me something as well, just to confirm everything, I hope.
Well, I was going to suggest to members that perhaps you grant the money on condition that it is applied to a project by the 1st of September 2023. The reality is we won't be there to monitor it, but our successor will. Our successor council will, but at least then that takes the pressure off officers of the council to try and find a fit, and off Corinne to try and find a fit. So we know that there are workshops planned over the summer. So on condition that they're planned over the summer might be a simpler way of dealing with this. In which case you need to propose and resolve again.
Yes.
Propose,
thank you,
second,
Dorothy.
and resolve.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Corinne.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And sorry for making it such a head scratcher.
No, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, Layla, I think I saw now who was it? Mr. O'Hare. But
Okay,
do you want to go on to the next?
Can I suggest, because these poor people have been waiting so long?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's only fair that they get their chance to do it now rather than have to wait another half an hour or so.
Yeah, Councillor Godwin Pearson, I think your hand's up.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, just to close off on that last one, that our esteemed lawyer suggested we need to propose and second on the basis of that condition for that grant application again. So yeah. I'm happy to propose on those conditions, and if Councillor Richards is happy to second again, then we can take a vote and we can move on.
Seconded.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Right, so the next one is now.
Next one
Oh.
is Bridgewater Gangs and Features, Arthur Lee.
That's it. Yeah, thank you. I was wondering who was going to go with jump ahead, but yeah, that's fine. Okay. Can you allow? I think I saw Mr. Lee waiting. Good afternoon, Mr. Lee.
Good afternoon, councillors.
Thank you. Right, can you inform the committee of your project, please?
Mr. Lee, take your mute off again. You were lovely just now. That's it. Yep. Speak to us now.
No, Mr. Lee, I think you've put your mute on again. That's fine.
Good afternoon, councillors.
Good afternoon. Right, if you describe your project, please.
No.
Mr. Lee, can you hear? Can you hear me?
Off, you're on mute. Is that better? Is that going through?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes, can you hear?
Yes,
oh,
yes. Just describe your project. That's fine. Carry on. Carry on.
Right. Sorry about that. I'm not really used to using Teams. Good afternoon, councillors. Well, I'm from Bridgewater Gangs and Features, and we are a voluntary organisation which is totally inclusive for everyone. And what we're aiming for is for mainly stage production, a set of 6 microphones and control units that can be used and for anything on stage or anything other than stage work. We have a young man who's up to date with all this. I was hoping he was going to come, but unfortunately he has to work. So he is willing to look after the equipment, and he is willing to train anyone who wants to get involved with it. Our aim would be to get as many of the others trained as possible so that it can be used widely. One of the main things that it would be used for would be the Oak Folk Show, where 6 independent microphones on stage with 6 independent controllers would be very useful. It would help us a great deal, and it would be much cheaper in the long term than trying to hire equipment, which is getting more and more expensive all the time. So this is why we're putting the application in, and I'm sure some of you will, if not now, but at some point, come and see the Old Folk Show and hopefully enjoy it, where we can use these microphones and the control units, and everyone can benefit from it. The elderly, the young, the not so young, and the older. So that is really what we would like. The control unit is a cabinet with 6 controllers in it, and then 6 microphones without leads, so that people could take them all around the stage or into the theatre itself. So this is our aim, and this is what we would like to do. I don't know. I can't hear you, but hopefully you heard me.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much for that. Has the committee got any questions to ask Mr. Lee? No, I can't see anybody asking. I need a proposer and a seconder for the amount of £1,480.
I'm sorry, I can't hear what anyone is saying.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear? Mr. Lee, can you hear? Mr. Lee, are you still? Can you hear me? Hello, Dorothy.
Hello, may I suggest that you continue with proposing and seconding and making a decision, and then we can inform Mr. Lee
Yes,
one way or another?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I was on a Teams meeting.
Okay, thank you,
I can't
Dorothy.
hear what the other people are saying.
Right. Okay. Now I need a proposer and a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Bolt.
We're talking to Sedgemoor District Council, but we just can't hear what they're saying.
Councillor Bolt, is that a proposal?
Yes, I think we need to get the microphone sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Mr. Lee, can you hear me?
I suspect he hasn't got his speakers on his laptop open. That's all I can think of, is that his speakers aren't open, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I may just take him off the meeting in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll try a chat message to him.
Oh, right, okay.
Doubt if it'll work.
I say I am quite happy to propose it.
Yes. Have we got a seconder in the meantime? I'll second. Oh, thank you, Councillor Ritchie.
If I may, Chair, the only problem is that we haven't examined, and I'm happy for it to go forward, is that they don't have any other funding. Presumably they would cover it from their own funds, seeing as they have a large-ish balance.
Right. I think probably, Emily, perhaps you could step in here.
Yeah, I'll just pop in there. So I actually have spoken to Mr. Lee on the phone about his application, and the requested amount of £1,480, and that's exactly the case. Councillor Ritchie's is that they have funds, they are able to put forward their 10%, and they are able to cover the rest of it as well. So yes.
Okay, in that case, Chair, I will second.
That was a seconder, was it?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I will second this so we can move this on.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So have I got any questions from any other committee members? No. Okay. If you can advise Mr. Lee that his application has been successful for £1,480. Mr. Lee, can you hear me? No. Okay. Right. Layla, shall we move on slightly to the next one? Is now, which one are we going back to the one that we left, or are we going on to fuse?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Hello, Mr.
No,
Lee.
can't find your way in.
Mr. Lee, are you there?
Yeah. Show conversation.
Yeah, click on it, see what it does.
Layla, sorry, I can't hear. Sorry.
They may pick up my message if they're looking at that. There
Yeah.
we go.
You may need your speakers switched on to your laptop.
We got the speakers are in there.
Yeah.
We haven't got separate ones.
Okay, I'm going to send him another message and tell him that we've awarded the money.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Because we know he's picking up the chat.
Did you want to come back?
I was just going to suggest that is there a way we can, with every polite wish, terminate the call because it's distracting from the rest of the meeting?
Yes.
Perhaps if Layla could arrange that after she sent the message.
Thank you. Thank you.
Email to us.
Right, well, we're going to do.
Okay, Chairman,
Layla.
I think we can skip on. I've sent him the message. I'll send him an email as well later.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Or Emmeline will anyway.
Yeah. Yes. Right. So, are we going back to the Seed Sedgemoor, or are we going on to the next? Who's?
Okay, I think he's managed to go.
Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, so now we can carry on.
Sally will be the next one, and then we'll go to Scott.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. This is the next one is Fuse Performance are requesting a grant of £1,448.60. Sally, are you there?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. So Fuse is a not-for-profit organisation. We are based in Sedgemoor, Bridgewater Town Hall, and we create arts projects, events, festivals, bringing people, place together with performance opportunities. And we make work to inspire and engage and offering opportunities for everybody to take part in the arts, performances, productions, and to take part in creative arts events. Now, we've been involved with Burnham and Highbridge for many years with the Apex Park events, but more recently with the Jubilee event in Burnham-on-Sea, and that was through Seed Sedgemoor. And with this project, we're working within Burnham and Highbridge. We want to create family outdoor event, including participatory arts projects, which will be leading up to the event, offering a variety of different activities and experiences, working with children and young people. So, for example, creating lanterns, using Somerset crafts and using local suppliers, offering circus and performing arts workshops. So we support a range of skills and activities. We also support the creation of a participatory and celebratory outdoor event. Now, this event will take place on November the 26th. It's called the Winter Warmers, and it will be taking place in Burnham-on-Sea, but it will also be working with partners in Highbridge. And there is a person, sorry, I just have to find my notes now because I've got lots of notes here. Sarah Berryman in Highbridge, Create You. Also Burnham Chamber, Burnham Retail Group. And so working with schools and working with community organisations. And it's very important that part of this project is including young people and families of different age groups. And to offer free activities and a free event and making sure it's an accessible community event. We also support the use of our social media, our digital documentation, our photography and film as well, to support the documentation of the project. We aim to sort of share knowledge between the communities, so offer training to local artists and local people in skills training so that we leave a legacy, but also in terms of event production as well, how to create outdoor arts events. And from our knowledge and experience of creating Bridgewater Quayside Festival, Summerfest, and also programming Dunster by Candlelight, we have a lot of experience in creating events, especially community participatory events. And we want to contribute to the development of this new work and supporting with young people as a participatory arts project. And I think I might have said enough. You've all seen the application, and we are looking for a grant of 1,448. Now, we are also asking for a grant from Sedgemoor as well, part of the Grow Fund, and we haven't had that confirmed as yet. So that's something that is part of the application that we've also included, and we are contributing 10% towards the project. And I'll leave it there. Have we got any questions?
Right, thank you very much. Yes, any members, any questions? No, I can't see any questions. Right, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder. Councillor Matthews.
Yes, I'm willing to propose that.
Propose. Thank you. Seconder. Oh, thank you, Councillor Bolt. Any other questions? No. Right, okay. Well, thank you, Sally. And you've got your project grant in full. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, I think on my list we've got Mr. O'Hara for the Sedgemoor. Sorry, Councillor Matthews, your hand's up.
Sorry.
Thank you. So
O'Hara seems to have disappeared again. Had logged in.
Right.
Has disappeared. Can I suggest we go back to the top?
Yes.
And just go through the rest of them now.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, right. Now we start from the top. We've got Maisie Honey, who's asking for a grant of £500.
Hello, yes. Maisie is part of the Majorettes troupe along with Baton Twirling. She will be representing England at the European Championships in Italy, and as the youngest member of the team, this is going to be a huge opportunity for her. All the funds will be raised, if outside of a grant, will be raised via a raffle. Has the committee got any questions additional to this?
Okay, thank you. So I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Richards. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Matthews.
Okay.
Any other comments? No. Okay, thank you. That's proposed and seconded for £500. Okay, the next one is the Parochial Church Council. They're asking for a grant for £2,500. Sorry, Evelyn, it's over to you. again.
Apologies, I'm just flicking through a couple of screens. If you wouldn't mind, just bear with me one moment. Okay, my apologies. It's quite a big report and I had to get to the right page. St Mary's Church, they have been working on several projects of late, but the one that they particularly wanted to have some grants towards is to upgrade their kitchen. They provide a facility for the unemployed and vulnerable people to come to a cafe where they will get some social interaction. But to kit out the kitchen, they're going to need items such as an integrated fridge freezer, preparation table, installation, electrical socket installation, microwave, and extra equipment as well. The idea of this particular cafe and the targeted group of the unemployed and vulnerable people is that social inclusion, and to give this particular cafe that kind of special space. They have applied to Bridgewater Town Council. I don't believe that was updated on the report by the time it was submitted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any questions from members? Right, okay. So I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder for that particular project, please. Thank you, Councillor Ritchie, and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. Any other comments? Right, okay. Thank you, Emily. I think that's been approved. Right, the next one is the Somerset Youth and Community Sailing Association, asking for £2,500. Okay. Emily, are you?
Okay, my apologies.
Okay.
Yep. This particular group are looking to purchase effectively starter boats. So they have got some volunteers that are willing to help promote young sailors. So those of the youth group that they had prior to COVID. The boats that they have, they don't feel are appropriate for basically little people, and they want more appropriate sized boats so that they can in fact teach these youngsters to sail safely. They have applied to their parish council of Durley, and I do believe that they would be waiting on the outcome of that one as far as we are right now. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from members at all, please? Oh, thank you, Councillor Ritchie.
Just for completeness, what do we know about their financial situation? It's blank. I mean, have they managed money? Are we happy that they can manage money?
Yeah, I asked them to submit their accounts as soon as they had been signed off. I do believe that has happened most recently. Can I get back to you momentarily on that one? Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, as long as we're able to come to a decision without knowing. Is that the case, Chair?
I'll just ask Dorothy, is that okay, just to accept that?
Emmeline is currently trying to locate the accounts that she's been sent. So long as she can confirm that, I think that would give you a little more comfort.
Thank you.
So I think we need to bear with her a moment.
Yeah.
Literally momentarily clicking away. It was a extra email that came through prior. I'm so sorry. Yes, I have an entire record of their accounts that were finalised on the 31st of December 2021, which I can supply. But it does state that they'll be able to put forward the necessary funds as well for their 10%, so they would be able to cover their costings.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm looking for a seconder for that. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. Any other comments? No, can't see anything. Right, okay, that's been agreed. Thank you, Emily. The next one is a Richard Ball, who's after £500 as an individual.
So Richard is wanting to apply for his FA UEFA B licence. He has the other licences prior to this. I'm so sorry, I don't very much understand the levels of coaching licensing for football, but he has got the previous ones that would build up to his licence B. He now wants to improve to that level so that he's able to cover all coaching levels, including disabilities, youth, adults, and ladies football.
Okay, thank you for that. Any comments? No. Again, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Matthews. I'll second. Thank you. Okay, and now we go on to the Bermondsey Railway Heritage. And they are looking for a project grant of £520.
So the committee has funded this particular group before. That was for some printing and some leaflets that they were going to be distributing, but solely for the Burnham area. They're doing it again, but this time for Highbridge. The purpose of it is to drum up some interest for the Highbridge heritage. They would like to supply a certain amount of leaflets that would be available for tourists that would like to come and visit Highbridge.
Okay. Any questions from members? No. In that case, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder again, please. Okay. Thank you, Brian. And I will second it. All right. Thank you. The next is the Bridgewater Parent Carer Group, who are asking for £348 from Sedgemoor.
Okay, this particular group, they are a voluntary organisation that meet with parents and carers of children with additional special needs, and they are trying to support this group to be able to meet up regularly and support one another. To do this, they would like to hire out the Green Wemden for approximately 12 sessions and also provide refreshments. This is very much a peer support, being with similar situation groups together. So it would be a group support situation.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from members? No. Once again, I'm looking for a proposer. Thank you, Brian, and a seconder. Thank you, Chancellor Richard. Any other comments? No. Okay, I can't see any. Right, thank you, Emmeline. That looks like that's passed. Right, the next one is Sophie Pugsley.
I think I'll just be leaving at this one. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Chair.
Yes, thank you,
Sorry,
Dorothy.
just for the benefit of the tape, I feel like someone from a CSI episode, when we make a decision, can we just say unanimously approved or approved? For the last three, we haven't said anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so starting with Sophie Pugsley. So Sophie is currently, she's trampolining, and she has also already entered the national competitions, and there are more of them. So would like funding towards the national competitions that she's entering.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from members at all? No. Okay, so yes, again, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Richard, and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Matthews. Any other comments? No. Okay, thank you. That looks like it's unanimously approved. Thank you very much. Okay.
The next one is Jamie Pugsley. Jamie Pugsley is for gymnastics. He has already done the England Championships. We have also previously funded when he was entering the British Championships, to which he actually did do very well. He's now on the GB development path. From that, he has since done a CBBC TV show, Gym Stars, where he's doing some educational classes online and showing what determination and development can achieve. So he's looking for funding for his GB development path.
Right. Thank you, Emily. Any comments? No. So a proposer, looking for a proposer and a seconder for Jamie. Thank you, Councillor Matthews. I will second that. Thank you. Any other comments? No. Okay, thank you. So that's approved unanimously. Okay. Can we welcome Brian, Councillor Bolt, back in, please?
Just confirm he's connected back in again properly.
Boo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, the next grant is for Oliver Legg.
Yep, Oliver Legg currently plays for Exeter City, and he's in his 4th year of signing. He also supports our local grassroots football club, Bridgewater United. He would like some support, actually funding, to be able to continue his training with Exeter City Academy.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from members at all? No, so I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder for Oliver Legg. Thank you. I don't know who was first, whether it was Councillor Matthews or Councillor Ritchie. Okay. Any other comments? Right, so that was unanimously approved. Thank you. Right, and the next one is Heather Prothero.
Okay, so this is actually for Heather's son Malachi. Malachi is, excuse me, is for swimming. He is currently ranked 54th in England and is looking to qualify for the England Nationals and the British Nationals, which would then be looking at the top 18 out of 32 in the country. and he would like some funding towards that. Also, to add to the application, he has recently been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which does in fact then cost slightly more when it comes to some of his nutrition and the extra precautions that he's got to take.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from members? No. Okay, so I'm looking yet again for a proposer and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. And a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Matthews. Any other comments at all? No. Okay, thank you very much. And that's been granted in full by unanimous decision. Thank you. Right, the next one is the Bridgewater Amateur Swimming Club. And they are applying for £2,263. Okay, thank you, Emmeline.
Yeah, no problem. So they are looking at developing their dry land training, and for that it also includes strength and conditioning, basically making sure that the swimmers are getting enough strength in their muscles to be able to then maintain some of the extra swimming that they'll be doing and competitions that they'll that involves in that. The grant request also includes a qualified coach that will be training them, the venue costs because they are an amateur group, and also the necessary equipment. There is a very large list that can be shown to you for the items that they will require. I didn't put it straight into the report because it is quite big. So we've got those bits and pieces on there.
Okay, thank you very much. Any comments from members at all? No, I can't see anybody. Now I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. And a seconder. Thank you, Mr. Charlie Richard. Right, so any comments at all from anyone else? No. Right, so they've been granted the grant in full unanimously. Thank you very much. Right, is Mr. O'Hara come back to us?
No.
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 Shall we?
So I would just go ahead and.
What with the seed Sedgemoor? Okay. Right. Okay. So has everybody, Emmeline, did you want to explain about that project, please?
Yep, absolutely. More than happy to. So where Seed Sedgemoor also have a pot of money that they then supply to other smaller charities. They do in fact, that's for grant purposes only, they do in fact also run their own projects, and this particular one is called Reach for the Stars, where they have targeted the hard to reach groups such as Gypsies, Romana and traveller communities, and they're trying to get them engaged in some creativity and arts, particularly within Poldon and Poldon village, villages around Poldon. They are going to be running 7 workshops around poetry and creative writing.
Thank you very much. Any questions, any comments from members at all, please? No, I can't see anybody. So and again, I'm looking for a proposer and a seconder, please. Councillor Matthews, is that a comment or is that a proposal?
Proposal.
Right, thank you very much. And now I'm looking for a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Bolt. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Right, so that's unanimously accepted then, that they get that grant in full. Thank you. And the last one on the list, I think, is Bridgewater United Community Sports Trust.
Yes, I do think that it's the last one as well, so do tell me if I've missed one. So Bridgewater Community Sports Trust, the community element of it, they try to invest their time and efforts into quite considerably and have created Community Corner. This is an opportunity for the VCSE sector and other organisations to go to the corner to showcase some of their specialisms. For people that want to attend some football matches, they'll also be able to engage with these organisations as well. They are after very specific items to make it so that they can spend some time in this area, such as a gazebo, foldable tables, chairs, just making it a nicer setting for them to be able to set up and showcase what they do. And that's it.
Well, thank you very much. Any comments from members at all? Thank you. Councillor Ritchies.
Yes, so as I read this, they're associated with Bridgewater Football Club, and their activities are only there, or will they go out to get greater beneficiary numbers? Will they be taking this out on the road? Do you know?
So they are Bridgewater Football Club, so they took it over. I'm sorry, what was the second part of your question?
Will they be going elsewhere, or they're just going to be concentrating on the 200 to 400 people that go to Bridgewater Football Club games?
So the idea is that they're trying to build up more of an interest into the club in general, and they felt that for that community aspect of their organisation, they wanted to build up the VCSEs that might be interested in being there and being more visible in the community. They want to build up more interest that way.
Right.
I hope that answers the question.
Yep. Okay, because I would support this, Chair. The only other thing is they've got a closing balance of only just over £100, and so I'm just wondering where they're going to get the other money from. They've asked ASDA for 500, but that still won't be enough.
So they have got funds that they use as running costs as well, which is probably why their closing balance is that, because they would have factored out all of their running costs. They have staff as well that work for the organisation.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Chair. Well, on the basis that we're confident that the money can be, that they can support their side of it, I'm happy to propose. Thank you, Emmeline.
Right. Thank you, Councillor. I'm looking for a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Matthews. Okay, any other comments from members? No. Okay, thank you very much. So the grant has been approved in full. Thank you very much, Emmeline. Thank you for that. Going on to the next one is, I think, it's just for notes only, isn't it, Layla? About the RLT 3 and RLT 2 money. So I think that is just for notes.
Yes, Chairman, it is.
As far as I can see. Right, I think that's all the business that we've got this afternoon. Okay. Right, I think that's it. So thank you very much, members, and probably see you soon. But thank you for your attendance.
Thank you.